Welcome to Mendocino Access TV News, the Redwood Empire Edition. I'm Ken Steely, your host today, and we'd like to touch a little bit on the news of rattlesnake awareness. Now, it is summertime, and rattlesnakes are living the free life, as we'd like to say. You know, they're out and about, and definitely something you want to be careful of here in Mendocino and Lake counties. There's been a lot of rattlesnake sightings near the Coyote Valley Dam, Lake Mendocino, Cow Mountain. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, their staff are starting to post signs advising the public to watch for snakes. Well, why are they doing that? Because the snakes are out, and they're very active. And rattlesnakes, they like to be quiet, very, very quiet, and then surprise you. They might use their rattle to warn you, and they might not. It just depends on if you startle them or not. If you startle a rattlesnake, they don't have time to use their rattle. So some people have a fake sense of security, if you will, thinking that, as long as I don't hear the rattle, I'll be okay. Sometimes you startle a rattlesnake, it doesn't have time to warn you, and it'll still bite. Their first instinct is to bite. It's not uncommon to see them in the more wooded nature areas surrounding the lake, and that goes with any of the trails out throughout Lake and Mendocino counties. Just be careful when you're out there hiking. I might even recommend, if you could, wear high-top boots while hiking. Just something that's a little harder for the rattlesnake to bite through. I've heard of rattlesnakes biting on a pant leg and catching maybe a corner of the blue jean or something that was a little thicker to get through, and that's what protected the person. Kyle Orr, spokesman for the California Department of Fish and Wildlife, they recently told the Ukiah Daily Journal that generally rattlesnakes are not aggressive, but they will strike as provoked, as I mentioned earlier. Give the rattlesnakes room, and they will most likely retreat. Just don't startle them. But however, if you are bitten, the California Poison Control Center recommends staying calm, wash the bite and area gently with soap and water, and remove jewelry or watches that could constrict swelling, restrict movement of limbs if that's where the bite occurred, and go to a medical facility for treatment. The most important thing was the number one thing we said, though, is to remain calm, because the more excited you become, the faster your blood starts pumping, and the quicker the poison gets through your bloodstream into your heart, and then it's all over from there. So definitely be careful when you're outside this time of year for rattlesnakes. Okay, recently we had a fun event in Ukiah. It was called Christmas in July. And we've got a little video here for you. We're going to share with you with Scram Balls. The owner is Jason Gilman, and he's recently brought Scram Balls as a business to Ukiah. Now, this Christmas in July event is the kickoff of the Christmas season, the Christmas effort, if you will, where the Ukiah Lions Club is gathering food donations to give to the needy this Christmas time. So this was their kickoff. They also give toys to needy children, and at this event they raised lots of toys. They had people bring in toys to donate, an unwrapped toy or a gift, and that's what they gathered lots of. So I'll be right back with Rick Hansen, the executive director of the Ukiah Main Street Program.
It's like being a turtle, a human turtle.
Well, that was a lot of fun. Sitting with me here today is the president of the Ukiah Main Street Program, Rick Hansen. Hello, Rick.
Actually, the official title is Executive Director.
Executive Director of the Ukiah Main Street Program.
Yes, thank you for having me. Good to be here.
Well, I appreciate that. You've got an event coming up soon in downtown Ukiah. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
My pleasure. Main Street Program hosts several events throughout the year, and the one that's coming up shortly is our annual Pints in the Plaza event, which is going to be held on Saturday, September 3rd, between 3:30 and 7 p.m. In the Alex R. Thomas Plaza.
Okay. And is there a cost for the event?
There is a cost for the event, although anybody can come and attend and listen to the live band that we're going to have performing. The Johnny Young band's going to be there performing for us. But if you would like to partake in the beer tasting aspect of it, $20 will get you a wristband and a tasting glass, and you'll be able to taste microbrews and ales from the region's finest breweries.
Okay, but otherwise they can bring the family down and enjoy the music.
Yep, free of charge.
Will there be vendors there for food?
We're going to have a couple food vendors there, and as I mentioned, the live music and the brew. So it should be a fun afternoon.
Well, I just recently went to an event where I got to see the Johnny Young band, and he has a great following, and it was a fun show. A lot of high energy.
We're definitely looking forward to it. They came highly recommended to us, so when we had the opportunity to book them, we definitely wanted to have them come on board, so we're looking forward to that performance.
Now, another event that Ukiah Main Street Program is going to sponsor a new event this year. Tell us a little bit about the End of Summer Car Show.
Well, in some ways it's new, in other ways it's kind of a continuation of the old. For 25 years, the Early Iron of Ukiah Classic Car Club held the fabulous Flashback Car Show for 25 years, I think. This past year was their 25th anniversary. However, the club had to make a determination that they were no longer going to do the show, and of course we felt that would leave a big void in the schedule of events for Ukiah, and of course it was always popular and well attended.
Right.
So the Main Street Program has decided to carry that torch forward. So though it'll have a new name, it'll be similar in many ways. Of course, the most obvious similarity will be lots of classic cars lining School Street and the side streets in the downtown area. And something else that's a bit unique about it now is we are partnering with the Rising Stars music competition,
Right.
which is kind of a Battle of the Bands extravaganza. So on that day, things will get underway around 7 o'clock that morning when the cars start arriving. Ukiah Host Lions Club will be hosting their pancake breakfast. And then around 10 o'clock is when all the band competition starts, and that'll go on.
In the Alex Thomas Plaza.
In the plaza, correct. So,
and
cool cars,
and
lots of music.
And a little plug here, you've got a live DJ on the other end in front of the
there's
Savings Bank.
Some guy, what was his name?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, DJ Ken Steely. He's
There he
going to
is.
be on hand.
He said
Spinning those oldies, although nowadays they really don't spin, do they?
oh no, they spend in virtual reality
There
world,
you go.
yes.
Yeah, in the digital world.
The digital
yes.
world, yeah.
Very good. Yes, we are looking forward to, some good old rock and roll tunes
50s,
to go along
60s,
with.
right?
Yeah, you
Right.
bet.
So now the new version of the car show is scaled back just a little bit. It's no longer a 2 or 3 day event. It's just a 1 day event now, correct?
Correct. The fabulous Flashback Car Show in recent years was a 3-day event, as you indicated. On Friday night, they used to do a what they called a Friday Bash down at Applebee's, where the cars would gather and they'd have a live band and that sort of thing. And then the main car show would be on Saturday in the downtown. And then on Sunday, they would host a poker run, and the cars would be able to drive around the greater Ukiah area in search of playing cards to get that best poker hand to win valuable prizes. Because of staffing and our limited resources, if you will, it's only going to be the 1 day event, which is the main attraction, of course, the car show itself. But we'll have some other fun things incorporated with that. And
Okay.
we've got Oh, entries as far away as Sacramento and up north, Crescent City, places like that. So people come from all over.
What are the classifications for the classic cars?
Well, that's another area that'll be somewhat different. The Fabulous Flashback used to park all the cars by classifications based on either model type or their years, from let's say cars from 1955 through 1965 or something like that. So they always had a couple dozen different categories that the cars would compete in, and then they would award a prize to the first and second place winners of those classes, and those awards were determined by a ballot process. The car show participants themselves would vote, and that's how they came up with the winner. However, for the new car show, we are doing awards by categories, sponsored categories for, let's say, best car manufactured by the Ford Motor Company. And the sponsor of that award, which hopefully will be one of our local car dealerships, will be chosen by that sponsor. So we anticipate having a dozen or so trophies. And of course, the participants will still be able to do their favorite pick, and we'll get the general public involved as well, and they'll be able to do a People's Choice Award. So should be a fun day on that regard.
And what are the years from start to end? What years do they start I don't know if I'm saying it.
Well, they go back as far as the automobile does.
Okay.
So if we had
Up
something...
to what date?
Well, the Fabulous Flashback used to cut off at 1972. So the car had
Okay.
to be 1972 or older. We have not placed any specific restrictions.
Okay.
We are still billing it as a classic car show. However, we're accepting cars from the 70s, 80s. The main criteria is that the car itself is unique in some way that you would define it as a show car, if you will.
Okay. And are you allowing foreign cars into the mix?
Most definitely. In fact, we're encouraging it. All you British car owners out there, if you have a Triumph or an MG or one of those great British cars, we'd love to have you join us. We have several entries so far, so we're going to have a nice contingent of cars from across the pond, if you will.
I actually knew that. That's why I asked that question, because I saw your Facebook post about that.
Yes, yeah, we did kind of put the word out there.
Right.
We've connected with members of the British car enthusiast in the area, and so we've got some good response. So hope to have a nice array of those cars on display as well.
So tell us a little bit more about the Main Street program. What is the Main Street program, and what does it do?
Well, excellent question, and we've over the years made a concerted effort to try to educate the general public as to who we are. The name itself, the Main Street program, of course, a person automatically thinks of a given community's main street. However, Ukiah is unique in that the street called Main Street is not our main street. Our main street is State Street, and yet kind of the core of the downtown historic business district is School Street. But regardless of that fact, the Main Street program is actually a program that was started by the National Trust for Historic Preservation out of Washington, D.C. And in the 1980s, they came up with the National Main Street Center. And the objective of the program was to create a program that would help historical downtown business districts or communities counteract urban sprawl, big box stores, that sort of thing, and keep the historical integrity of those communities and keep a vibrant community as far as retail business and restaurants and that sort of thing. So the Ukiah Main Street program became a certified Main Street community in 1987. So we've been doing this for coming on, 30 years? Do the math, quick.
Yeah, quick.
Get my calculator.
Might be 29.
Yeah, I think it's coming up on
29
30.
and a half.
So the Main Street program in Ukiah, again, for 30 years, nearly 30 years, has kind of been doing our thing. And our thing is following the National Main Street Program's 4-point approach of revitalization. And it incorporates a design element and what we refer to as a historic preservation component for some of the historical buildings, but also an economic component to keep, vibrant businesses, to help property owners find tenants and create a nice retail mix. And probably the most evident committee that we have is the one that produces all these various events, which is the way we're kind of in the public eye the most. We do events that many of your viewers are probably familiar with, the biggest of which is our annual Taste of Downtown event,
Right.
which was held this past June. That was our 29th year of doing that. And then we do the Comedy Alley series in the winter months and Moonlight Movie Madness. We partner with the City of Ukiah for that. Main Street Program and the Chamber of Commerce hosts the annual holiday trolley, the Lantern Festival that we hold and during the Lunar New Year in conjunction with the City of 10,000 Buddhas. Lots of things going on that we deal with.
There's also a plaque program for historical buildings. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Certainly. That is a program that our design committee handles. And the program was the brainchild of one of our former board members, Judy Pruden, who was kind of Ukiah's unofficial historian. And through our efforts through that committee, we have identified several historic buildings within the downtown area that the property owner has gone to great lengths or recent efforts to bring the building back to its glory days, if you will. And so to acknowledge both the property owner's efforts and the significance of that historic building, we put up a plaque which generally shows a photograph of the building when it was first built in its early years, and then a description of the history of the plaque. And currently there's 13 or 14 buildings that we've identified, with 3 or 4 more in the pipeline. So it's fun to walk around the downtown area and see the plaques. And then the most recent plaque was one acknowledging Judy Pruden herself. As many of you know, Judy passed away a little over a year ago, and she played a huge role in not only our organization, but other groups in the town. So we wanted to acknowledge her efforts as they pertain to the Main Street Program. So you can find that plaque on a very large rock in front of the Mendocino Book Company.
On the corner of West Perkins and South School.
It was a pleasure being able to put that up and acknowledge Judy's efforts.
A few weeks ago, we had video of Rick Hansen, of yourself, dedicating that plaque. So we had that on the air.
Oh, it's on tape, huh?
Yes.
I can't deny being there.
No, I'm glad you brought that up because we did have that on a previous
Excellent.
episode.
Well, we appreciate getting the word out.
Off the top of your head, can you think of a few of those 13 buildings that people might recognize quickly?
Well, we just mentioned the location of the plaque for Judy, which is right in front of where the Mendocino Book Company is, which is the Masonic Lodge.
Right.
That particular building happens to be one of them.
Which years ago used to have Montgomery Ward's in the bottom, where the Mendocino Book Company is now.
Montgomery Ward's and Ben Franklin.
Ben Franklin was
Five
in there.
and Dime was in there at one point.
I can smell the popcorn now.
Yes, that just kind of drew you right in, didn't
That's
it?
right, it did.
Other buildings that I think the public would be familiar with, the Marks Building, where the Ukiah Brewing Company and Ritual Restaurant is. That was probably, I think, one of our more recent dedications.
South State and East Perkins.
Correct, right
No,
there.
West Perkins.
Right, kind of in the heart of the downtown
Right.
intersection. The Five Bush Building, which used to be the Pacific Bell Building on the corner of School and Church.
Right.
Price Waterman, the Victorian on Mill Street, between
Beautiful building.
between State and Main Street.
Right.
Let's see where the Art Center is. that building has been acknowledged. That particular plaque, I mentioned earlier that the plaques have a photograph on them. On that particular plaque, we actually have a kind of a before and after picture.
Oh.
There was a 2-story structure there that did suffer damage, and ultimately that building was replaced with the building you see now.
And I have a photograph. It's in the very far background, but Sprouse Wrights, that was their location. They had one other location, but before they moved into the Ukiah Shopping Center, Sprouse Wrights was in the Art Center building, and before that, right across from the courthouse and what would later become Western Auto.
Right. Well, it's fun for us
To-
old timers to drive down State Street and go, that used to be.
Exactly.
And
And where Western Auto was, and Sprouse Wrights before that, was the original location of Safeway in 1929.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, lots of history in the downtown,
yeah.
no doubt.
depending on how old a person is, they can sometimes name a building
Yeah,
by the business that used to be there. That's
exactly.
why I brought that up.
Exactly. And for them, that'll always be that building.
Right, right.
But yeah, the plaque program is very interesting and kind of lets
Another
people
building
have a look
that I
past
remember that we didn't mention was the Roan's Candy and Ice Cream building, which later became the Henny's Candy and Ice Cream.
Right, the large pink Victorian on North State Street. That was one of the buildings we dedicated. The building on the corner of, get all my streets right, North State and Smith, where the mortuary used to be.
Right, it used to be originally Eversole Mortuary.
Eversole Mortuary. That building has been acknowledged, as has the Oddfellows building, kind of kitty corner across the street from there. Yeah. Geesh.
So if a person were to stop by the Ukiah Main Street Program or to send you an email or Facebook you could give them a complete list of the 13
We certainly
buildings.
could, and we also have a historical walking tour map.
Okay.
We just updated it, revised it, and those can be picked up at the visitor counter in the Ukiah Valley Conference Center.
Okay.
And it shows not only the buildings that we have acknowledged, but several other historical buildings in the downtown. And there's also some other walking tours that a person that wants to explore Ukiah could take a look at and kind of get to know the lay of the land.
All right. Is there anything we haven't covered yet today about the Ukiah Main Street Program that you would like viewers to know about?
Well, we've touched on pretty much everything that's going on right now.
Okay.
We always got something new up our sleeves.
So do you have a website?
We do have a website. It's downtownukiah.com.
Okay.
But I would also encourage people to follow us on Facebook.
All right.
So Ukiah Main Street
All right.
on Facebook, and that kind of keeps you up to date on all the latest happenings and everything. We mentioned earlier, Pints in the Plaza. Tickets are on sale now, so you can pick those up at Dig Music or Mendocino Bounty.
And then we have, of course, one more time, the end of summer car show.
Yes, end of summer show and shine. Ukiah's
I
new
knew
custom and classic car show. How's
I
that
knew
for a
I
mouthful?
I knew I missed a little bit of the title on that one.
Well, we kind of wanted to, let
Right.
people know exactly what show and shine meant by dubbing it a custom car show. And why I have the opportunity, I want to thank the Early Iron Car Club for the 25 years that they hosted
for the
event.
handoff. Yeah.
And yeah, it's truly a handoff. Hopefully we can do right by it.
Okay.
And so far the response has been great, so we're looking forward to that.
And because we are coming up on the end of summer, of course, you mentioned the comedy show. When does that start? Comedy Alley.
Comedy shows are in January, February, and March.
Okay, there's still a little ways off.
So we got a little bit of time there. Meanwhile, if you're looking for some fun things to do, there are one or two more movies in the plazas.
Okay.
I think the Good Dinosaur is going to be showing on the 19th of August.
Right. Friday, is that, are those Friday
Those
nights?
are on Friday nights. Again, Alex R. Thomas Plaza.
All ages welcome.
All ages welcome. Bring your low back chairs, your blanket, and sit back and watch a free movie.
And the movie starts at dusk.
Yes, and if you go to the City of Ukiah's website and click on the Moonlight Movie Madness, they do provide more specific start times.
Okay.
But we encourage people to come down early. The Main Street program will be on hand. We sell popcorn and candy and ice cream, so get on down there and stake out your little piece of real estate on the grass there and sit back and enjoy.
All right, sounds like fun.
Super.
All right. Well, I appreciate you being on our program today.
Ken,
Thank
you,
you, Rick.
for having me.
All right. Rick Hansen from the Ukiah Main Street Program. We're going to be right back in just a moment with more community events.
I'm done being scared.
If you ain't scared, you ain't alive.
I miss my family. You don't understand.
And welcome back. I'd like now to touch a little bit on community events, because community events are, kind of what keeps a community together, and most of these are free family fun events and open to all ages, and we'll let you know when they're not. So one of the first events I'd like to talk about are the Ukiah Senior Center Ice Cream Social, which is happening August 22nd. It's at the Ukiah Senior Center, where you can enjoy a dish of ice cream with topping and pie for only $2. That's a heck of a deal. Members over 90 or those coming to the social in their birthday month will enjoy free admission. The Mendo Lake Singers, a women's chorus with members from the community throughout Lake County as well as Ukiah, will be performing. As celebrity scooper and donor for the much sought after Red Ticket Door Prize is Eileen Brown from the Ukiah Valley Medical Center. So that's definitely something you don't want to miss. Also, Ukiah Players Theater is hosting Holmes and Watson. Now, this is the newest play. It will be performed August 18th through the 28th. The 34th Annual Round Valley Blackberry Festival will be underway August 20th and 21st, and that's happening up in the Covelo community in Round Valley. Go to roundvalleyBlackberryFestival.com for more information. Admission is free and will be hosted both days by Mickey the Clown. Mickey's a personal friend of mine. I do have a few clowns as friends. The festival features arts and crafts booths, as well as blackberry delicacies, Mendocino County wine tasting, a climbing wall, and children's games. Parducci Acoustic Cafe presents Chris Kane. This will be happening August 27th at 6 p.m. at the Parducci Vineyards, Ukiah. You can go to parducci.com for more information for that event. Ukiah High School graduation videos from 2016 are available for purchase by calling Mendocino Access Television at 462-1407. That's 462-1407. Those of you living out of the area, if you're seeing this, that's area code 707-462-1407. Some other events I'd like to check on are in my computer, so just bear with me here. The Pear Tree Center is hosting its second annual Hot August Day Classic Car and Vintage Motorcycle Show. This will be happening Saturday, August 27th, 10 to 3 p.m. at the Pear Tree Shopping Center. Lots of fun and games, lots of oldies but goodies music will be played by yours truly, DJ Ken Steely. Sundays in the Park. The 2016 schedule is up and almost over with because we're coming towards the end of summer. We still have one more performer to perform on August 14th. That will be McKenna Faith and John Mattern. The concerts start at 6 p.m. and happen in the Todd Grove Park here in Ukiah. Also, the Willits Bypass. Caltrans has finally announced its the opening ceremony date. So the ceremony date will be held on November 3rd at 11 a.m. And it doesn't say in my notes here exactly where. I'm sure it's going to be around the Willits Bypass area. There's the north and the south end of the Willits Bypass, and I'm checking to see real quick if it it does say it's happening on the north end of the interchange. I just had to make one more click to find that information for you. So that's November 3rd at 11 a.m. So you don't want to miss out on that. I know a lot of people have been waiting a long time for the Willits Bypass. Pumpkin Fest are looking for stage sponsors for the two main stages that we have there at the event. That's the Alex Artama Plaza stage and the Stanley Street stage. So if you own a business and you'd like your business name to be out there very prominent during the Pumpkin Fest, be sure and contact the City of Ukiah. It looks like it's ozotter at cityofukiah.com. That's OZOTTER at cityofukiah.com if you'd like to sponsor a stage at Pumpkin Fest. At Ukiah High School, of course, many of you are aware that there has been a cockroach problem, and a member of our community has proposed a cleanup date, and that date is August 20th at 9 a.m. So you can go to Facebook events like in Mendocino County to get more information on the cockroach cleanup at Ukiah High School, as well as other events. Well, also I'd like to invite all ages to join us every Tuesday night at the Slam Dunk Pizza in Ukiah, that's 720 North State Street, for family karaoke. Now, family karaoke is done a little bit differently than your normal karaoke shows that you'll see in the bars or the casinos, because all ages are welcome at this event. The music is appropriate, the lyrics are appropriate as much as we can, and the food is fabulous and out of this world from Slam Dunk Pizza. Also, they have a family fun center next door full of arcade games and air hockey and skee ball. Lots of fun there to be held for all ages. That's every Tuesday night, 6:30 to 9:30, for the family style karaoke show at Slam Dunk Pizza. Also, you can join us the 1st, 3rd, and 5th Fridays of the month at Boomer's Saloon in Laytonville, California, for a adult style karaoke show. That's happening from 9 at night till 1 in the morning at Boomer's Saloon every 1st, 3rd, and 5th Friday of the month. Hosted again by DJ Ken Steely Entertainment, along with my fiancée, Anna. We leave you today with a special selection from the 1990 Mendocino College production of Fiddler on the Roof.
If I were a rich man, all day long I'd live on. If I were a wealthy man. Grandmother Zeigel, may she rest in peace.
Grandmother Zeigel, how did she look?
For a woman who's dead 30 years, she looked very good. Naturally, I went up to greet her, and she said to me,
blessing on your head,
Mazel tov, mazel tov,
to see a daughter wed,
mazel tov, mazel tov.
and such a son-in-law, like no one ever saw, the tailor Motto Cam Royal. Worthy boy is he,
Mazel tov, mazel tov,
a pious family,
mazel tov, mazel tov.
they named him after my dear Uncle Mordecai, the tailor Motto Cam Royal.
Taylor, she must have heard wrong. She meant the butcher.
you must have heard wrong, Grandma. There's no tailor. You mean a butcher, Grandma, by the name of Laser Wolf.
No! I mean a tailor, Daniel, my great grandchild, clinical title, who you named for me, Muscle Bright was meant to be. But such a
think it was brought on because you went to see that butcher? Oh, if Grandmother Zytel, may she rest in peace, took the trouble to come all the way from the other world to tell us about the tailor. Oh, and all we can say is it's for the best, and it couldn't possibly be any better. Amen.
Like Grandma Zytel said, mazel tov, mazel tov. We'll have a son-in-law like no one ever saw. The tailor Mazel can foil.
We haven't got the man
Mazel tov, mazel tov.
we had when we began.
Mazel tov, mazel tov.
But since your grandma came, she'll marry, what's his name?
The tailor Mazel can foil.
The tailor Martha can. The tailor Martha can sew. The tailor Martha can sew.
Thank you for watching this edition of Access TV News, Redwood Empire Edition. If you are interested in underwriting this program or being a guest, please contact us at Mendocino Access Television, 171 Brush Street, Suite E, Ukiah, California 95482, or you can call us at 707-462-1407, and you can always find us online at mendocinoaccess.org.